Okay, guys, I'm super excited to be doing this Zoom with you. This is going to be short, straight to the point, tons of different things. Mariah and I just got back. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago? I don't know. Sunday night. Um, from our first leadership event with Amari Global, and there are no words to describe the way that we feel. We kept talking about the whole day when we were leaving that it just feels so different and it feels so good and it feels so fresh and light and peaceful and just there are so many words for it. So I first want Mariah to kind of go over her notes and things from the conference or the convention, whatever you want to call it, and then I'm going to close it up with a couple different things I want to add in.
Cool. Awesome, you guys. Hopefully you guys are excited for your business this year. Like, who's dropping one in the chat if you were like, 2025, it's gonna be my year. We're doing the dang thing. Everything's gonna come together. I'm just so freaking excited. And I loved having this opportunity to start not just even our first leadership event with the company, but this is our first event with the company, like in person. And, for if you guys don't know us, but me and Courtney both were with a previous company before this. She was there 8 years. I was there 6 years. So we have a lot of longevity in the industry, right? Of understanding, going to events, getting around people, hearing announcements, hearing future focus, things like that. And I can say I've never been in a room quite like I was this weekend. It was just amazing to see the vision of the company, to see the heart of the CEO and the owner of the people, the way it is built truly for everyone to be able to find success, to be able to find hope and really change their life is just remarkable. I know we dropped a little in the chat and let you guys know we're coming out here in a couple of months, or no, next month, not a couple months, next month with a brand new product category, guys. This is massive. I wish we could tell you more, but this is massive. And if you've been with the previous company before, because I know a lot of us have, we're used to hearing the hype, right? That a new product's coming, and we're like, okay, like, sure, let's try to get excited. And I want you guys to know that that's not what this is, okay? Hear it from me, that is not what this is. This is literally the one of the most just mind-blowing like opportunities I've ever seen, that we are going to a brand new product line that is going to complement our company so well, give you guys an edge that is truly has the power to revolutionize your business. Okay. So we want to make sure we are getting crazy, crystal clear this month, planting our seeds, growing our potentials list, putting in the work. So that way, when this launches mid next month, you're not trying to catch up and build momentum with this crazy launch. Okay. You already have that momentum growing and going through your business. I just think this was just the coolest conference. I was trying to look it through my notes and I didn't have a chance to. My mom, so we got back Sunday night. My mom got here Monday to do Christmas. So it has been chaos in my house. So we are just rolling with it. Um, but I know there's a couple things that the speakers were just so cool to see. Like it was just so cool to really see the different hearts and stuff. And it was very different than what I've seen, especially in a leadership circle. There was a lot more, I feel like, rawness, realness, and effectiveness in what was being shared. Um, let's look real quick. If you're too big to do the small things, you're too small to cash the big checks. That was real good, right? That's real good. And I like they talked a lot about vision. They talked a lot about, the fact that every single one of us starts at start. Like, who sometimes wishes that they had the ease or the luck that XYZ had, right? Like, we've got to switch the way we think. And we don't want to wish it was easier. We got to wish we were better. We were, sorry, threw me off. But yes, it was just so good. So it was so good. I'm trying to go through my notes so quick, and I wish I would have done this before because now I feel scattered. If I don't have any notes, I'm good. But having notes I'm not prepared for, I feel scattered. So I'm just gonna not talk about the notes and go over the thing that you just texted me. One of my biggest takeaways with the last speakers, I think just really got into my heart and my head. And I know, like I said at the beginning, a lot of you guys were from a previous company. And so drop a 2 if you were from a previous company, drop a 3 if Amari is like day one OG, like this is your first time in the industry. So I see who I'm talking to. Courtney was at another company. Thanks for participating. Come on, you guys, give me something. Okay, okay. So I want to share, yeah. So a lot of us were with a previous company, and I don't know how recently some of you guys joined Amari. If it's been some time or where you've been, But I know for me, it's just been a journey, right? Like this has been a freaking journey of healing, of questioning, of trying, of feeling stuck, of doubting, of all of these emotions of like just not knowing what was going to come next, not knowing who I was anymore. And the last speaker took this entire context and put it into a light that just made it a little easier for me because I don't know about you, but this is my first time I switched companies. Okay. This is the first time I built a super successful business, walked away from it, and I'm building again. And so I don't have track record, right? I don't know I can do this. Like in my head, yeah, sure, I did it once, I can do it again, but I don't know I can heal. I don't know I can build again. I don't know I can do this. I've never seen it done for myself. And so she took this entire idea of the company and transitioned it into something that made sense to me and something I've lived through before. And so she did this by telling her story. And I want to pause before I jump into some of the things she said, because she did it by telling her story. How many times have you heard your leaders tell you you make the impact and the difference in your business by telling your story? Okay, we have got to become professional storytellers. We've got to become like it has to be so ingrained into us that every single conversation, whether we're talking about products, the business, our life, our kids, or whatever, it becomes a story. We're intriguing and we're sharing what our life and how our life is pivoting because of this opportunity you found. And so she started off talking about how she was going to be a young mom. And so she found out she was pregnant, she was young, and she was so stressed because she was like, how the heck am I supposed well, I thought I was getting a good night hug. She just kept going. But are you coming to take a nap? Hey, mommy's on a meeting. I need you to come here if you're gonna come say night night. Yeah. Say hi. Hey. Okay. All right.
Just quick, run.
So she started talking about how she was going to be a young mom and how she had no idea what that looked like, right? If we're moms, we know that feeling of like, I don't know how the heck I'm going to be a mom. I'm probably not going to be a good mom. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe you didn't have a good example. Maybe you were just not in the right situation. And so she's talking all these feelings. And I'm like, dude, I get it, right? I get it. But then she had her baby. And that first moment she saw her, she knew in that moment she would do whatever it took to be a good mom. And that's like our business, okay? You get this business and you don't know if you're going to be good at it. You don't know how it's going to work. You don't know how it's going to come together. You don't know how, if you're going to have success or how you're going to do it. You feel inadequate. You feel like your situations are against you. You feel all of these things. But it's time that we take that. Our business is our baby. Our business is our future. Our business is that thing that can grow and can change our entire lives the same way stepping into motherhood can. And so we've got to look at it and be like, you know what? I'm willing to figure it out. I'm willing to do whatever it takes because just like motherhood, we all start at start. We all have literally absolutely no idea what we're doing. But when you're willing to do whatever, you're willing to figure it out anyway, you're willing to try anyway, that's when it comes together. And so she goes on to talk more of her story about how her dad had left when she was younger, and then her baby daddy had left and he wasn't in the picture. And so learning to love and trust was hard, right? So if you're coming from a previous company, we can take that again and be like, we were hurt. You don't walk away from something unless there's a reason to walk away from it. So you're here for a reason. There was something that you weren't being fulfilled of there that you had to come here to try to find. And so we have that. We're not sure how we're going to trust again. We don't know how we're going to love again. We don't know how we're going to do this again because we're carrying that baggage. And so she met a guy, this incredible guy who was doing all the amazing things, right? Everything that you want to be done, this guy cross the T's, dot the I's. But there was still this gap in the relationship. And finally, he sat her down and he said, this is not going to work if you can't learn to trust me. And I was like, okay. And so she talks about how through their relationship, she started to learn to trust again, to believe again, to believe she was worthy of love, to believe that she deserved love, to believe that she could have all of that. And that's how it goes for our business too. We have to believe that we're worthy of success again. We have to believe that we're worthy of success the first time. We have to believe that we're able to do this again, to love where we are, to find passion where we are, to find hope where we are. And that comes from healing and learning to trust again. This is an incredible company, okay? This is the company that's coming out to swoon you, okay? It's here to give you the right things, the amazing tools, the amazing compensation, all the right things. But the company successful. Just like a great guy can't make you have the best marriage or relationship in the world. It has to begin with trust. It has to be a two-way street. And so you found a great vehicle But now it's time that we start opening ourselves up to trust again, opening ourselves up to the possibility and the hope that maybe we actually can have a future here. Maybe you actually can hit that goal that you've wanted to for so long and it's come close, or it's not even gotten close. And you feel heartbroken, you feel devastated, you feel lost, you feel left, you feel alone, you feel despaired. And we have to start allowing ourselves healing so that we can start moving forward because you have the right guy, you have the right company, but the company and the right guy, whatever, can't be magic. We got to be able to do the heart work and the head work first. And she goes on to talk about some of the disappointments in life and the rocky roads and things. But I don't know, I think just hearing my situation with this new company where a lot of you guys said you were there too, put it into a situation that I understood. I became a mom for the first time. Like any of us that have one kid did that. We saw that baby and we were willing to do whatever it took to provide, to be a good mom, to make sure they had everything. I can do that for my business. I can decide that I'm willing to pivot. I'm willing to ask questions. I'm willing to read another book on how to help my baby sleep or whatever it is. I'm willing to do that. And then I don't know about you, but I've been through some rocky relationships, right? I've had some not great guys, and it took a lot of kissing frogs to get to my husband now. And I know what it's like to find that healing, to be able to trust again. And because of that, I can parallel that to my business and know that I have the right guy. I just have to learn to trust again. I have to allow that healing to come again. And as I open myself up, it's going to allow this company and me to mesh, to create that perfect union, that business that is going to go forward and absolutely change your life. If you can't learn to trust, guys, this just isn't going to work. I loved that. I remember she said that, and I just sat there and looked, and I was like, holy crap, if you can't learn to trust, this isn't going to work. If you can't learn to trust this company, the paycheck is not going to grow. If you can't learn to trust the product, the results are not going to come. If you can't learn to trust the process, the growth will not happen. You have to learn to trust where you are, where you're planted, and know that you're here for a reason, in the right season, in the right time, at the right place. Trust that when you can't see what's coming. Trust that when it doesn't make sense. Trust that when all you know is I got to take one more step forward. Take the step, take the trust, and that's what's going to grow and change everything in your business and in your life. And I think that was, of all the things, that just, it gave me hope, it gave me encouragement, and it made me remember that I can do this. And I feel like sometimes as leaders, we don't talk about that enough. Like, you guys think we have it together. And I want you to know, like, we don't. None of us do. We're all learning. We're all growing. We're all healing. We're all having to pivot. And we all forget who we are sometimes. Okay. There's days that Jade forgets who she is. And there's days that Courtney forgets who she is. And we have to remember we are insanely powerful women. It takes a lot to be in a business like this, on a call like this, pouring into yourself, growing, and being willing to go as hard for your dreams as you guys are. You are someone special. You are someone called to a life of greatness. You have what it takes. You are a dang freaking rock star. You are someone that people look up to. You are inspiring. You are people, like, you're someone that people envy and they wish they had what you have. You have the drive. You have the determination. You have what it takes. And it's time that we trust where we are. We remember who we are, and we combine those two, and we become unstoppable in our business this year.
Oh my gosh. I love that. That's why I texted you to talk about that, because I remember sitting next to you when that speech was happening and I was like, this is just a game-changing story, because sometimes we get in our heads and it's like we can't process what we're feeling or what we're thinking until someone lays it out a different way. And so I hope that that hit you the same way that it hit Mariah and I, because we were like, whoa, sitting in that conference room. So I wanted to talk to you. There was one other speech that I wanted to talk about, and then I'm going to touch on some other things quick, but I don't remember her name. Actually, I do. It was Tracy something. Okay. And she was talking about that you have two voices and you can only choose to listen to one. Okay. And these two voices are very different opinions and very different thought process than the other one. Okay. So the first voice is called voice of gravity. Okay. And it just some things that the voice of gravity is/does. It's the follower. It desires comfort. It's limited by the current circumstances. It accepts the status quo. It just wants safety. It's controlled by fear. It is riddled with self-doubt and insecurity. It'll stop you from progressing, and it only buys into your current results, not the future. Listening to the voice of gravity is going to keep you firmly planted on the ground. It's going to keep you exactly where you are if you're listening to that voice. The voice of levity is the opposite, okay? It's the leader. It goes out on limbs. It's defined by their potential, okay? It's a pioneer. It's a generational chain breaker. It's courageous. It's controlled by faith. It buys into the future vision, not the opinions of others or your current situations. It's helping you to fly to heights that you never thought possible. Okay? And I just thought that was so good because it's so easy to listen to that voice of gravity, right? To think of all the things that are currently happening. If you listened to the voice that, or not the voice, the secret that Jade told everyone to listen to, it talks about how you can't focus on the how you're going to get from point A to point B, because if you focus on that, you're already assuming it's not going to happen. Right. And so a lot of times we get stuck in this cycle of like, but I don't understand how I could go from me where I am, where I get one enrollment a month, to 6 months from now being a diamond with Amare. You don't need to know how. You just need to believe that's possible and then just do the dang thing and figure it out along the way. Right? I can't tell you if your next brand partner is going to be someone that jumps in and goes gold in 4 seconds, or if it's going to be 100 brand partners from now. Nobody knows. But if you're stuck in the spot of how is this going to happen? Where am I going to find my people? My team isn't working and this isn't happening. My reels aren't taking off and this isn't going together. You're never going to move. You're going to be exactly where you are a year from now and you're going to be mad. Okay. So she ended that speech listening to the song Defying Gravity from Wicked. And I want you, every time you hear that, because it's everywhere right now, every time you hear that or hear anything about Wicked, I want you to remind yourself, what am I listening to? What voice am I focusing on? Are you focusing on the voice of gravity, or are you focusing on the voice of levity? Okay. And I will share that graphic in the team chats later tonight, so you have that. But the one thing that I wanted to touch on, and I've touched on this a couple of times, but I think a lot of times, and you can put it in the chat if you are agreeing with me, whether it's you or someone on your team, a lot of times we get stuck in the, okay, I'm willing to do things, but I don't necessarily know what to do. Put a 0 in the chat if you've said that or someone on your team has said that to you, where you're like, I'll do something, but like, I don't know where to go from here, right? And so there are 746 different things you can do for your business every day, okay? I am not telling you that this is the end all be all. This is the only thing you have to do. What I'm going to give you is what I consider a bare minimum. Okay. So this is like if you are on your deathbed with the flu and your kids are sick and your house is falling apart, this is the stuff that you're going to get done just really, really quick. Okay. This is like the bare minimum. Like, this is picture like if you own a boutique, this is like you go to the boutique, turn the lights on, open the doors, and you leave it with your employees and you leave. Okay. Does that make sense? Kind of. Okay. So, number one, you're going to make a post on your Facebook or Instagram. Okay. What's called a static post. So, this is a post that you put up. It's not a reel. It's not a story. It's just a post. It just sits there. Okay. It can be a carousel post on Instagram or a regular one. That's the first thing. Second thing you're going to do is you're going to add new friends on Facebook. Okay. If you are new to this industry, you constantly need to be growing your network, because if you're anything like me or like Jade or like Mariah, you joined with 142 Facebook friends and you're like, I'm going to sign all the customers. I'm going to do all the things. You got to find new people to talk to. Okay. You gotta increase that network a little bit. Okay. Number three, you're going to send messages. Okay. Yeah. You can take a breath. I know it stresses some of you guys out, but you need to reach out to people. And if it helps you, I want you to think of the fact, like when you go out to eat, your server is going to say, hey, can I get you started with any appetizers or drinks today? Okay. If you say no, she doesn't go cry in the back room because you said no. That's just her job. That's just what she does. She just has to ask. Okay. So make sure you are asking. That can be asking people to do a post for you. That can be asking people to do the business with you. That can be asking people to try Happy Juice. I don't care what post or I don't care what message, just do messages. Okay. I personally do a lot of messages every single day. Send at least 25. Okay. Number 4, I need you to get on your social medias and be active. Interact with people, reply to people's stories, comment on their posts, like their stuff, comment on their reels, whatever you want to do, just be active and be a friend. Treat everybody on your social media as if it's your best friend. Okay. How do you respond to their reels? How do you interact with their posts or their stories. Do that because that's going to tell Facebook and Instagram and TikTok that you're a real person and you're actually friends with these people versus a robot. Does that make sense? Okay. The last thing that I want you to do, bare minimum every single day, and you guys might need to take a breath on this one again, but hopefully Mariah comes back, so I'm going to have her talk about something in a second. If not, I'll just keep going. But I want you to make 2 TikToks a day. Okay. Now, these TikToks are not difficult. They're not difficult. I'm going to show you guys them. Okay. You're going to do the same 2 wording every single day. Okay. Now, I know you might be thinking, oh my God, that's a lot of the same stuff on TikTok. Okay. But how often do you go on TikTok and you go to someone's profile? You don't. You're just scrolling the For You page, right? Yes or yes. So this is just boosting the algorithm, getting things out there. Okay. You will have this wording. Okay. I am going to make some sort of landing page of like the daily bare minimum that I will post all this on here for you. But it is 2 things, okay? You're literally going to lip sync to a song and put these words, okay? You'll have the wording. Number 2, you're going to lip sync to another song and put these wordings on. We're going to do some more in-depth training on what to do with it, but for now, do those 2 TikToks a day. And when you get comments, text your leader and be like, hey, Courtney on the Zoom told me to make this. What the heck do I do now? And we'll walk you through. Okay. I do not want this Zoom to be super long where it's like training and all the different things about the how-tos. I just wanted to give you what to do and we're going to keep going. Okay. But I wanted to bring Mariah back on because she kind of tested a theory. Okay. Because a lot of people are like, I don't use TikTok, or I've never had TikTok, or I don't know how to post on TikTok, or my TikTok is dead, okay? And Mariah's like, I'm going to test a theory. I'm going to figure this out. So Mariah, yesterday, right? Yesterday, I think, made a new TikTok, and she's going to talk about it and what is happening over there.
You gotta be willing to do anything, right? Drop a 4. I don't know. Drop a 4 in the chat if you know your goals and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Okay. And if you don't drop a 4. All right. I don't want you just to be like let's hang out with the crowd and like everyone's dropping 4, so heck yeah, I'll do it. No, if you are ready to commit to your goals, to remove the excuses, to do like what Courtney was saying, whatever someone tells you to do, put a 4 in the chat, okay? If you do not have a TikTok, you're making it. You have no excuses, okay? I have seen everyone talk about doing multiple platforms and multiple thingies, and I was like, you know what? That sounds scary. But I was like, what if for my confidence? Because one of the things that I'm working on growing through right now is leadership. I've led hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women. I've coached so many people to build successful businesses to change their lives. I don't know what's going on with my noggin, but right now I feel like I don't know how to lead. I don't know how to be a leader. And that's where I'm growing. That's what I'm working through. So I was like, Mariah, let's remind you that you're good at this, okay? And so I started a TikTok from scratch at 1 o'clock yesterday because I was like, you know what? Say, if I had a brand new person who had nothing, could I actually help them? Okay. Well, since 1 o'clock yesterday, my account has over 400 followers. So, I mean, starting from like, sitting there like wanting to pull the trigger. I want you guys to know that the tools and resources that you're being provided work. I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't go out and be like, I'm gonna like try this brand new thing. I'm doing what we tell you guys to do all the time. I was going through follow trains, and like right now there's a trend called mass following. There's follow trains, things like that. I'm interacting on those posts for 10 minutes, 3 times a day. Okay? Nothing crazy. I'm posting 5 reels a day minimum, with 3 of those being for the giveaway. The thing that Courtney just showed you, not tweaking it, copy and paste, 3 reels, just different backgrounds, okay? And I'm just putting those. I'm putting 2 other things, something niche, which my niche for the new account is going to be motherhood, and then something about the business. That's it. I threw in one for like I made my own follow train video, but like I'm not doing anything crazy, and I was able to go from 0 to 400 followers with interaction. I have like it's like 300, 400 likes on that account already on the videos. I've gotten combined close to 10,000 views already. I've got comments. I've got people entering my giveaway. I've got all of this in a matter of like little over 24 hours because I was like, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's just go. So if you don't have that, I want you guys to know that It doesn't take someone the crazy to be able to have success in working on social media. It just has to take it takes someone that's willing to try, willing to literally do all the things. If you want to grow on TikTok, do all the things you're told to grow on TikTok, and it happens quickly.
Yeah, I love that you touched on that because I think a lot of times people get in their heads and they're like, but I don't know how to do TikTok and I've never done TikTok and I get stressed out. And so if you don't know like if you're listening to us and you're like, I don't know what you're saying.
I want to add real quick before you keep going on that. I want to add because I forgot to even mention this. I'm doing this as a faceless account, you guys. So my face is not on it. I'm not trying to make videos and talk and anything like that because that's another hang up. A lot of people say they don't know how to make good videos. They don't like to talk in front of the camera. They don't want all that. My face isn't on the dang account even, okay? So there's literally no excuse of why you can't get started at ground zero and grow.
Yeah. And we'll do at some point another more in-depth training on TikTok and how to grow on TikTok and how to do host a post on TikTok and all the little nitty gritties of TikTok. Okay. So we will do all of that. We will get you that. Okay. But for now, I want you to almost pretend like there's no other step besides what I told you to do, besides the videos. Okay. I want you to pretend there's no other steps. It's just the videos. That's what I want you to work on. So get yourself doing the videos, do a business one and a giveaway one every single day. If you want to throw some more in there, go ahead. But if you're confused, you're stressed out, go do those 2 videos every single day and commit to it for 30 days. You want to know how people are having massive success right now with massive enrollments? It's through TikTok giveaways, okay? Or Reels. That's it. That's what's happening. Host a post, TikTok giveaway, Reels. Those 3, that trifecta, if you perfect those 3, you're going to be unstoppable. And so I hope this Zoom was helpful. I will work on that landing page for you guys. It'll be up in the next couple of days, depending on how my children act. But does anybody have any specific questions before we hop off? I will, even if I don't get the landing page done, I will put the 2 verbiages for on the TikToks tonight. I'll put that in the Limitless Collective chat and our Luminary Legacy chat. I'll have those in both of those up for you guys tonight. Okay. I want you to commit to it. And here's what I also want you to do. I want you to track it and I want to hear your results next week. So next Monday is when we'll do the next Zoom because we did it Tuesday because we were tired yesterday. Next Monday, we're going to get back on Zoom and I want you guys to tell me what your results are. How many videos did you do? How many comments did you get? How many followers did you grow? Yada, yada, yada. Okay. I want you to track it because I want you to have something to be proud of yourself for. Yes or yes? Cool. Well, I will get this up on YouTube tonight. We will talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.